Hey everybody, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this second part here. It's a bit more complex than the first one, but we're going to start off by going through the same process. So we're going to identify our overall height, width, and depth. So our overall height is 1.5 inches, our width is 2 inches, and our overall depth is also 2 inches. I'm going to be using the subtractive method of modeling. And what that means is I'm going to start off by making a rectangular prism that's 1.5 inches by 2 inches. And then I'm actually going to extrude out or do a cut extrude of another rectangular prism that has the dimensions of 1 inch by 1.5 inches. Now I can get this length of 1.5 inches by subtracting the 0.5 from the 2, and I can input that dimension when I'm ready. So when you open up Inventor, go to Start 2D Sketch and create a new sketch on the XY plane. And for this, you can use the rectangle tool to draw out a rectangle. You can input your dimensions as you're modeling it, or you can go in and add your dimensions after the fact. Either one works. So my overall width is 2, and my overall height here is 1.5. Now what I can do is I can right-click and finish my 2D sketch and add my extrude feature and extrude this profile out 2 inches. Now here's where we can start doing the subtractive modeling. I can remove this rectangular prism shape from any one of these views. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new 2D sketch on my top view. You can also do it from the front view or the right side view. And I'm going to make another rectangle. This rectangle is going to be 1.5 inches. So again, I got that 1.5 from subtracting this 0.5 from the 2. So it's taking this overall length and subtracting this component from it. And then I have my dimension here for my overall height of that box to be 1 inch. All right. From this, I can right-click and finish my 2D sketch. And I can go back to my extrude feature, but instead of adding material, you can see that it turns green. I'm actually going to flip the direction, and you'll notice that it turns red, which indicates I'm cutting the material. So right now, this is going a bit too far. I only want this to go down 1 inch. So I'm going to change my distance A to 1 inch and say, okay. Now the last thing I need to do here is I need to cut out this circle in the back. This symbol that you see here means diameter. So I have a circle that has a 0.5 inch diameter, and it's 0.5 inches from the right side, and the center is 0.5 inches from the top. Those are referred to as location dimensions, which are equally as important as indicating the size dimensions. So if I click on Start 2D Sketch and make a new 2D sketch on this plane, I can go over here and use my circle tool to drag out a circle. When you're making circles in Inventor, it's going to ask you to input the diameter, versus when you're making arcs in Inventor, it's going to ask you to put in the radius. So now to do the location dimensions, I'm going to go to my dimension tool again. I'm going to click on the center of my circle where it turns green, click on the top of my object and drag it out. Dimension that to be 0.5 inches. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. So wait till the center of the circle turns green, go to the right, drag up, and then dimension that to be 0.5 inches. I can right click and finish my 2D sketch, do my same cut extrusion, make sure I'm flipping that direction. And in this case, I don't need to specify a distance because it's going all the way through the part. So I can go ahead and say, okay. And this is my finished part. So in this case, the most efficient number of sketches is 3. We can see that we have extrusion 1, extrusion 2, extrusion 3. And under each one of those extrusions, I have sketch 1, sketch 2, sketch 3. So I made this in the most efficient way that I could. To check the volume, you can right-click on part 2, go down to iProperties, go over to the Physical tab, click Update, and you'll see that my volume of 4.402 cubic inches is the same thing that I have here on the answer key.